Y'all, I really love that song. Like, but I only know the part where it be like Corvette, Corvette. And every time that part come on, I want to be like Corvette, Corvette. Like I don't know. I really like that song, but I just cannot learn the words to save my life. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited. It's 2021. We done got out of 2020. And we are focusing on being better this year, having a better year than 2020 was. So I wanted to start off my first video of 2020 just with me. Like, I want you guys to feel like you know me, you know who I am, you know about me, like you're coming to my channel. So, you know, when I have other guests, I love my guests, but it's kind of harder to get to know me because, you know, I'm most of the time, like I'm letting them talk or I'm letting them give their perspective, so it's just a little different. But I wanted to do this show because my editor, shout out to him, was like, you know, I think it'll be good for you to talk about your own challenges in 2020, but to encourage people into 2021 and kind of like give some insight on what you experienced and what you're looking forward to in the new year. So we just gonna let it go, let it go, just let it go. We're gonna let it go. Like how I remixed that from Let It Snow. Yeah, let it go. So first I'm gonna start off with like just a little icebreaker. A few of my subscribers gave me a little questions for me to answer, just for you guys to get to know me, like my favorite things and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna answer some questions that my editor gave me, just talking about 2020 and 2021 and giving you some insight. So y'all stay tuned in. All right, so the first question is, what is your favorite color? So my favorite color is lavender. I love lavender. I actually have it kind of like all over my house. In my like living room area, I'm doing like a gray lavender thing, and then my bathroom is actually gray and lavender. Like I love gray and lavender together. So I guess you can say, well, lavender, but I like the pop of gray that goes with lavender. Top 5 favorite artists. Aaliyah. Yeah, that's my big sis. Just want to put that out there. Aaliyah, Anita Baker. I love Anita Baker. Oh my God. Jodeci. I mean, I guess that's an artist because it's a group. So Jodeci, Aaliyah, Anita Baker, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. Love Mary J. Blige. And then I would say probably Janet Jackson. So yeah, probably Janet or probably Janet. Favorite? No. Hold on. Summer Walker, y'all. I freaking love her. Like Summer and Janet is the top. Favorite songs? Baby, won't you just stay for a little while? Stay by Jodeci. And Aaliyah, 1 in a Million. It goes on and on and on. Those are my 2 favorite songs. Favorite artist of all time, Aaliyah. Everybody knows me, knows that I love Aaliyah. Like, she is literally my inspiration. She's my big sister in my head, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Favorite movie, Pretty Woman. So let me tell y'all why. So my favorite movie used to be Love and Basketball. So it was Love and Basketball for a while growing up, and then I watched Pretty Woman. Like, I had always watched Pretty Woman. It was always Love and Basketball, then Pretty Woman. But as I've gotten older, I fell in love with Pretty Woman even more. Because, let me tell you. So, the main character, Julia Roberts, her name was Vivian. Vivian was a hooker. And if you haven't watched the movie, you have to watch it. She was a hooker. She met this rich man, Edward, which was played by Richard Gere. And Vivian wasn't a true hooker, though. Like, she was a hooker, but she wasn't like... That wasn't really who she was. Like, that's just how she was able to make ends meet. She was living in LA, and you know how that goes. And what I really loved about the movie was they fell in love so naturally and unintentionally. Like, it was literally happenstance. And Richard Gere, which was Edward accepted her for who she was. So even though Julia Roberts' character Vivian was a hooker, Edward accepted her for who she was. He got to know the why. Why are you a hooker? And that was my thing. A lot of times people don't get to know people for who they really are. They hold on to this preconceived notion of what they've already decided they were in their head, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be with this person, they're this, they're this. Edward was like, hey, why did you become a hooker? You know, what in life have you experienced to bring you to this place? And he truly allowed her to be unapologetically her. And that's how their relationship really grew, because it was so natural. And so I'm sorry for the rant, but I love that movie because I feel like that's how love's supposed to be: non-judgmental, patient, kind, understanding. Like, love is supposed to be like Vivian and Edward. And so y'all watch that movie if you've never seen Pretty Woman. Favorite quote. I love this quote. My dad would say this all the time. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So it's a spiritual quote. I'm a Christian, so it's based on Christianity. So the reason why I love that quote is the world has become so evil. The world has become this place where everybody is just no longer being true to what they're called to be. Like, no, everybody is out for self. And that quote is so powerful, and I always revert back to that, because greater is he that is in you. So who God put inside of you, the Holy Spirit that dwells inside of you, is greater than any evil thing that is going on in this world. And if you always revert back to that, you will always allow the Holy Spirit to lead and guide you, despite whatever this evil world is bringing to you. It's a beautiful quote. Your zodiac sign. My zodiac sign is an Aries. My birthday is April 8th. So they say that Aries are like natural born leaders and feisty, and that is all the way me, because sometimes I have to bring it back. Favorite place that you visited is the Dominican Republic. I love the DR. It was just so peaceful, so beautiful. And then people was like, you Dominicana? Like, they were saying that the whole time. I'm like, no, I'm not Dominican. But everybody was so kind, so sweet, and it was just a beautiful place. It was just very peaceful. I loved that trip. Favorite TV show? The Parkers. Is that their theme song? What is the Parkers theme song? I don't know. Celebrity crush. I got a few. So, I love Ghost. That's my baby, not Omari Hardwick. Ghost. I love Morris Chestnut. Morris Chestnut is so fine. Like, that's probably my number one celebrity crush. He is so freaking fine. I like Idris Elba and Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. So yeah, those are the little icebreaker questions, guys. And I hope that you felt like you got to know me a little bit more. Just wanted to do like a cute little activity so you guys can like know a little bit more about me and my favorite things. So yeah, so now we're gonna get into these questions. Okay, y'all, I got my little fruit smoothie. So my ass got big in 2020. I'm gonna just keep it real. I done gained some weight, and I'm trying to get rid of this little fat that I done got on me from quarantine and eating whatever I wanted. So I've been drinking my little smoothies in the morning and working out consistently. And child, I'm just trying to shed these pounds because I'm too short, honey. All right, so what do you think? The first question is, what do you think people should take from 2020? I think that people should take from 2020 that life is short, man. Like, I think that is the biggest thing that you should take away. I know it sounds cliche, but life is short. We saw in 2020 that life can throw you a rock, throw you a stone at any moment. I mean, one minute we're all chilling, we're all discussing our plans, planning for weddings, planning for birthdays, planning for baby showers. You know, we're out living our best lives at the club, at the music concert, at the movies. And then all of a sudden, everything just changed. Like, it's so crazy because I remember I went to Dallas for my cousin's engagement party, and I came back. I went to work at Chick-fil-A corporate for 3 days, never went back. Next thing I know, the whole world is shut down. Like, life changed in the blink of an eye. So I say all that to say that I think people should take from 2020 that start living for now. Stop planning for the future. Stop planning for, let me take that back. Not stop planning for the future, but stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying about, oh my God, when am I going to get married? Oh my God, you know, what is my career going to look like in 5 years? You may not even be here in 5 years. Like, only focus on what you can focus on today. Focus on what is in the present. Like, still build for the future, of course, but focus on, take one day at a time. Like, right now you might not like your situation. Okay, focus on doing things to make your situation better. Don't try to skip to next year, or skip to next week, or even skip to tomorrow. Focus on what you can control in today, and take steps at a time. I mean, it's something that I'm doing myself. Like, I'm learning that myself, because I was always that person that was, you know, super, I'm such a person that is super structured, and I want to plan for next week, and I want to know what next month is going to look like. And I had to take a step back and be like, you know what, Ariel, right now, this is your reality. Get used to your reality, settle in your reality, and focus on what you can for today, and let everything come later. I'll give y'all an example. I had lost my job in 2020. I was working at Chick-fil-A corporate, and ended up, you know, losing my job because of COVID-19. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it really did something to me, because I loved Chick-fil-A corporate. That was my dream job. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I was trying my hardest to get there. Like, I worked my butt off to get there. So when it just was stripped away from me, I was very depressed, very hurt over it. But not only that, I was confused. I was lost. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like how am I gonna get income? Where am I gonna work next? Like, we're in a pandemic. Like, what am I gonna do for income? And my mom was like, Ariel, relax, slow down, live for today. Like, don't live for tomorrow. Don't live for next week. Don't live for next month. Like, live for today. Control what you can control today. And I literally had to learn that, you know, life is too short to be concerning yourself with things that you can't control. It's not in your control anymore. And so once I created that mindset, that's when things started to fall into place for me. That's when I opened up my business. I started, you know, working for an event facility, becoming a wedding coordinator, just managing the weddings on the weekends. I started working on my screenplay. Like, and then I started talking back to Chick-fil-A. So now, like, I'm even in talks back that I could potentially go back to Chick-fil-A this year within the next few months. I could potentially work there again at the corporate office. So I've taken away from 2020 that life is too short to concern yourself with what's going to happen next year, what's going to happen next month. Focus on what you can focus on today, and control what you can control on today, and literally stay the course. The second question, how are you maintaining a healthy lifestyle? Ooh, I love this question, y'all. And I did not come up with these questions. My editor asked me this, okay? I love this question because I'm so into, like, having, like, a healthy and peaceful mind. So I am human, and I also have those moments where I get into, you know, my little funks where I'm like, ugh, woe is me. I hate it here. Like, I'm so sad. I'm so depressed. But I got tired of that. Being sad and being upset and being depressed and being hurt and being confused and being like just all these like crazy emotions. Like, whatever you're going through, like, that gets so draining. And so what I'm doing to maintain a healthy lifestyle is, first of all, working out is so healthy. So that's number one. And me, I don't like to work out in my apartment. That's boring to me. Like, I like to get up and put my gym clothes on and go to LA Fitness, and I like to be around other people who are working out. And I like to feel like I'm doing something. Like, it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Like, and it relaxes me. It calms my spirit. Like, when I go to the gym and I'm on the treadmill, and I hate the treadmill, and I'm on the Stairmaster, and then I go on my little mat and I turn my music on and I start doing my little push-ups and my little sit-ups, and it's relaxing. Like, it's healthy. It cleanses my mind of all of the different things that's rolling around in my head. Like, it is healthy. That's number one. Number two, challenging myself. So I create these own challenges for myself. I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm trying to be healthy in that sense, like being actually literally eating healthy. So something that's been healthy for me is to create a 30-day challenge for myself and work towards it and focus on it. So I can tell myself, you can do this. So for example, my first challenge was no alcohol for 30 days. I did no alcohol for 40 days. I didn't drink alcohol for 40 days. And it was so healthy for me because it cleansed my mind. I was so focused on not drinking alcohol that it just became a cleanse. It became motivation for me. So then I was like, wait, I didn't drink alcohol for 40 days? I want to do another challenge. So now I'm on no sweets, and I haven't had sweets in 10. So creating those challenges for me, they motivate me, and they give me that courage and that push to know that you're capable of doing anything that you can put your mind to it. So the first thing was working out. The second thing was, I'm gonna say, eating healthy. The third thing was challenging myself. The fourth thing is creating healthy relationships, being around people who make me happy. Like being in healthy environments, hanging with friends and just having wine night, or just having a day where we eat brunch together, and going to the spa and going to get our nails done, or hanging with family and going over to my brother's house and chilling on the couch and watching Jamie Foxx and Life, like cracking up laughing, going to my parents' house and eating and having Sunday dinner. Like those things are healthy for me. So that's kind of what I do. And then the last thing I would definitely say is podcast, reading my Bible, church, and reading. Those are things that keep me healthy. Like listening to Joyce Myers, I freaking love her. Like listening to her sermons on defeating bad moods, on having prudence, having discernment, even reading books, being in spiritual groups. I used to be in a small group, but I'm not in it anymore, but I still have relationships with those people in the small groups. So being with those type of people, and bouncing off each other and learning from them and getting wisdom from them. Another podcast is really good, that's really healthy to me, is the athlete podcast. What is it called? Becoming an athlete. It's what's his name? Chad Ochocinco and Brandon. His name is Brandon something. It's their podcast. And Brandon, Fred, Chad. I can't remember the other's name. It's a really good podcast. I'm not even a freaking super sports football fan, but I enjoy listening. It's a healthy thing to do. So those are really healthy suggestions that I have for you guys. These are also some books for you guys to possibly read. The first one is called Expect to Win by Carla Harris. So this book was actually given to me by somebody at Chick-fil-A Corporate. So it's really good at motivating you and kind of guiding you through your career and giving you motivation on knowing your worth and really knowing how to win in the corporate world. And then this one is called Beyond the Storm. I'm just kind of getting started on this. This was actually sent to me by my Bible study, a couple of my Bible study group. And this is by Deborah Morton, and it's really good so far. These are just some really good books to start off with. If you're not a reader, like those are just some good books to start off with handling your career, handling your emotions, handling defeat and anything that you're dealing with, anything that you're dealing with that you feel to be in a storm. Another thing that I like to do that's healthy is I love flowers. So I love to just like go to like Hobby Lobby and go to like Kroger and look at flowers. Like I just like doing little cute domestic things like that. So find something that you love to do and stick to it, hone in on it, and that's gonna be your healthy thing. The third question is, what was some of your favorite moments of 2020? Starting my business. Like, shout out to Classic Garden Events. Y'all go follow on Instagram. That was a great moment for me. Like, when I tell y'all, this is why I say God will throw you a loop. I was not supposed to be an event planner. Like, that was never on my radar. Yes, I've always loved to have parties. I've always loved to decorate. But I never was the type of person who wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'm into film, and I'm not really like a business type owner. So that was just never my thing. I would have never thought I would have opened my own business, let alone an event planning company. So that was a great moment for me. When I get in my mode and I'm planning events, it makes me super happy, and it really like it really helps me like stay focused and keep my mind off things, and it just keeps me grounded. Like, I love it. Like, I love to make people's dream come to reality. I love to make things beautiful. I love to, make things look classy. So, that's definitely one of my favorite moments. I would say my second favorite moment is going to the park. So I've created this crazy obsession with going to the park, y'all. It's the best thing ever. If you live in Atlanta, go to Piedmont Park with your homegirls, get you some sandwiches, some wine, and just chill. Like, right now it's cold, but when it starts getting warm, I'm telling you, that is such a stress reliever. Like, and I was never the type of person that goes to the park, because before COVID, I mean, you have your own life, you have this busy life, you have all these things to do. Well, going to the park was the only option when COVID hit. And it was probably the best thing that has ever been introduced to me. Like, I'm telling y'all, go to the park. So I would definitely say my event planning business and going to the park was my favorite moments. What was your most challenging moments from 2020? Whew, child. Well, firstly, losing my job. That was very challenging for me. I love Chick-fil-A corporate so much. I'm gonna get back though, y'all. We're in the works. We're in the talks. But that was very challenging for me to deal with, just seeing how hard I worked to get there, and then seeing it crumble out of nowhere. Especially when you love your job, man, when you lose it, it's different. It's a different type of feeling. And then like adjusting to no longer the norm, like something not being the norm anymore. I mean, having to adjust to not walking outside without a freaking mask, or to being around your friends without worrying about spreading something to them, or being around your family without worrying about spreading something to your mom, to your dad, to your brother, or to your sister-in-law who's pregnant, or even like, not being able to go to music concerts, not being able to go to the movies and sit next to people, not being able to, go to festivals, like having that everyday life that you're used to, or even be comfortable at the gym. Having that everyday life that you're used to was very challenging to adjust to. I mean, life was boring, to be honest. Like, I couldn't even celebrate my birthday. Like, I had all these plans. Like, y'all, I had some plans, man. I was going to the B2K concert or the Millennial Tour. I had plans for that. My friend Antonio was going to come down. We were going to go to the tour. I had a dinner plan. I was supposed to be going to a winery. Just having all that stripped away from you was challenging to adjust to that. And even still to this day, it's extremely challenging to be able to get used to not having fun in the way that you used to be able to have fun before the coronavirus. So 2020 was challenging for that reason for me. The last question is, what did you learn in 2020 that you will apply in 2021? I will definitely say love yourself. I learned in 2020, and this is what I'm going to be applying in 2021. Love yourself. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna say it one more time. Let me drink my drink real quick. Okay. Love yourself. I think that 2020 showed me that before 2020, you don't have time. You're so busy. You're living life. You're going to work. You're going to the gym. You're hanging out with friends. You're doing whatever you're doing. And you don't have time to really sit down and think about things and really face your reality. A lot of people had depression problems in 2020 because those outlets that they were used to having, going to work and going to work out and doing all these things and just being on the go, being busy, they no longer had that. So normally they were able to suppress their thoughts, to suppress their feelings and what they were really dealing with by keeping themselves busy. So when the pandemic hit, they were no longer granted that opportunity and that luxury. So now you're faced with nothing but you and your thoughts. And it really showed that a lot of people are not emotionally intelligent, and a lot of people are not even emotionally stable. And so 2020 really taught me that, Ariel, you gotta love yourself a little bit more, baby. Like, you thought you were loving yourself, but were you? And I say that because if you were loving yourself, would you have allowed some of the things you allowed, some of the people you allowed in your life, some of the lessons that you didn't take heed to? Would you have allowed certain situations, even something like losing your job, to really affect you and how you feel about yourself and how you value yourself? It's a mindset. Like, were you really loving yourself? And I really had to take some time to sit down with me and say, Ariel, have you been good to Ariel? Have you been, have you been reaching your highest potential? It shouldn't have taken a pandemic for you to write a screenplay. You know that you're good at writing. Why didn't you write that screenplay before the pandemic? It shouldn't have taken a pandemic for you to, invest in your health. Like, so I say it taught me to love myself because I wasn't being good to Ariel. I was allowing certain things to, take away my passion, take away my drive. I wasn't motivated the way that I should have been in the past. I learned in 2020 that no one is going to do you the way that you do you. I had to talk to myself and be like, girl, you are a boss. You're pretty, you're smart, you're confident, you're loyal, you're trustworthy, you're understanding, you're passionate, you know what I'm saying? You're patient, you're a lover of Christ, you're a leader, you're ambitious. Like, I had to talk to myself and say, Ariel, you are more than you're giving yourself credit for. Stop allowing certain things that shouldn't be allowed. Like, it's not even to sound boastful. It's not to sound like you think you're better. It's literally saying, I am better. I am this. I am that. I am God's child. I am put on this earth for a purpose. I'm here because God wanted me to be here, baby. And I'm going to fulfill that purpose. And I'm not going to let nobody or nothing make me feel like I am not enough. Like, I am not valuable. Even if you go to, no matter what you do, you might work in corporate. You might be an entrepreneur. You might work at a grocery store. Who cares? You have a purpose. You are valuable. Even if you're greeting everybody every day and saying, hey, good morning, how are you? Here's your buggy, here's your basket or whatever. You are valuable. You're making people happy. People might be coming into the store who had a horrible day. And because they saw your smile, because you told them good morning, somebody might not told them good morning in 2 weeks. But because you told them good morning, you made their day. You are important. You are enough. Love yourself. And I had to tell myself that because I was starting to lose sight of who Ariel really was based on all the things in 2020 that happened. And I remember I was helping people coordinate weddings. And this guy I was just talking to having, I coordinate weddings. I'm a wedding manager, wedding coordinator. And he was one of the groomsmen. And he was like, and I was like, we were just talking. I was like, sometimes I feel like I've lost a sense of my value. And he was like, why? He said, you're bringing value just by coordinating and managing these weddings. Just by making sure people's wedding day goes the way that they want it to go. Just making sure it goes smoothly and running the wedding. You don't know how you're impacting somebody's life. You are valuable, baby. And so 2020 taught me love yourself. And that is what I'm applying in 2021 because guess what? Ain't nobody gonna love you like you do. And 2020 is all about you. 2020 needs to be about you. Anybody in your space who ain't for you, anybody who in your space who is creating who's interrupting your peace and disturbing your energy, bye. Get out the way. Because 2021 needs to be about, 2020 was the test. That was the grooming period. Now needs to be the blossoming period. We done planted the seeds, we done sowed them. Now the plant is starting to grow. You're the plan. In 2021, be who God calls you to be. Love yourself. And apply those things you learned in 2020. And don't let it go to waste. Woo, child, I thought I was on somebody's preacher stand. I thought I was on somebody's stage real quick. I'm over here preaching to y'all. Y'all don't even deserve that part of me. Not just playing. I'm just playing, y'all. Nah, for real. I know I got a little serious, but I just really am passionate about these questions. Like, these are some good questions. I didn't even come up with them. But yeah, I just hope that I could help y'all today. Like, God put me on this earth to really be a testimony to other people. I've dealt with a lot of things. Not something super serious, but I've had my own dealings with certain things and feelings about certain things. And it was always good for me to hear other people's testimony. So I just wanted to kind of share my insight on these things that are popular, leaving 2020 behind and going into the new year of 2021 with a new mindset, new outlet, new perspective, new goals, new motivations, new business ventures, new relationships, new friendships, new jobs, new cars, new houses, okay? So I just really wanted to do this video to encourage my subscribers and then for you all to get to know me a little better on a personal level. So I constantly thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate the love. I really appreciate the loyalty. And if you guys have anything, you can always hit me up on Instagram at Ariel Simone. You can always message me, leave a comment, leave a like if you like this video. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I bid you good night. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. I don't know how he feels. He said this, but I think he meant that. And
like, we talk ourselves into believing what is not, what we're not seeing.
He'll be telling you or almost that phrase that's like, oh, if a guy says that he doesn't want a relationship, the with you is silent.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so you don't believe that it's true that a man can really seriously not want a relationship?
That's not what I'm saying. No, I mean, he might not, but he don't want it with you. He just don't want to.
Yeah,
that could change, and